So this higher peak, this higher hill that you have, beta, this is activation energy in the presence or absence of enzyme? Absence of enzyme. And the lower peak is presence of enzyme. What does this graph actually tell you? What does it explain to you? That in the presence of an enzyme, what is reduced?
Activation energy is reduced.
The activation energy is reduced. Okay, let's do this. How does an enzyme work? Substrate combines with the enzyme. We just saw na, known as the SE complex. What is SE complex?
Substrate enzyme complex.
Yes, this is a transition phase. This is not a stable complex. It's not a stable compound. And finally, when the product is formed, then the enzyme is again separated. When you must have done the definition of catalyst in class 9th and 10th, we did the same, that the catalyst or the enzyme does not get influenced in a reaction. It does not change at all, beta. It just changes the rate of a reaction, but it itself does not get changed at all. So whatever enzyme you had over here, it will be separated. Once the product are formed, the enzyme will be again separated. So what we actually saw is that if enzyme is present, less energy is required for a reaction. That means the activation energy is lowered down. Did you understand a little as to how enzymes increase the rate of a reaction?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we have understood how enzymes increase the rate of a reaction. Now tomorrow we are going to study ki how what is going to happen over here. We've just understood कि ये सब यहाँ पे आ जाएंगे, they will all attach themselves to enzyme. तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा? We have just understood कि ये पास आ गए, so bonds बन गए and reaction हो गया. But exactly the mechanism of how this enzyme is going to handle all these molecules with less activation energy, with higher activation energy, and make them participate in the reaction so that the rate of the reaction increases, the amount of product also increases. This is known as the mechanism of the action of an enzyme. We're going to study about the mechanism of action of the enzyme tomorrow. Are we all confident answering questions from what we have done? We still have 5 minutes, rather 4 minutes. Yes, Pita.
Ma'am, could you please repeat how do enzymes work? The last part which we did today.
Beta, how do enzymes work? तो अभी करा ही नहीं है. We'll do it tomorrow. Today, I'm just trying to explain you that how they increase the rate of a reaction. Working of enzyme, I'm just telling you, we'll do tomorrow. I'll explain कि यहाँ पे क्या होता है. अभी तो बस हमने ये पढ़ा that all these molecules will come and attach themselves to the enzyme. Low energy, high energy, and then they'll come closer, so bonds will be formed and all of them will participate in the reaction. We need to go into details कि यहाँ पे क्या होएगा कल. Today we just studied as to how rate is improved. Rate of a reaction में हमने बस इतनी सी बात समझ ली that low activation energy less हो गई. So those molecules which could earlier not participate in the reaction are now able to participate. But we have to go into depth and find out the mechanism of action of an enzyme. That there are 2-3 mechanisms which I'll be taking up tomorrow. Acha beta. Would we like to have a questionnaire session? Let me have one by one. Very quickly, we have time. Vedehi, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Vedehi, ask a question from, who's the next child here? Vedehi, Uditi. Ask something from Uditi from what we have done today. Very quickly.
Who termed the enzyme word?
Kuhne.
Okay, that's nice. Uditi, ask from Soni.
What was the term given to enzymes earlier?
Ferments.
Very
Ferments.
good. Too good. Now Soni is going to ask whom? Soni is going to ask Sanvi. Ask Sanvi. Soni, ask.
What is the activation energy?
Activation energy is the energy required by the substrates to convert into products.
There is one very important word which Sanvi is missing out. Will somebody add it? Sanvi, speak the definition.
Ma'am,
Missing.
minimum
very
amount of energy. Ma'am, minimum energy.
Yes, that is what you're missing out, beta. Okay, that minimum amount of energy was you were missing out. Sanvi from Ansi now.
Who was the first scientist to observe the microbes in process of fermentation?
Edward Bennett.
Do you agree with her answer? Sanvi, do you agree with her answer? Others also I'm asking. Is the answer correct?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
It's not correct. It's not correct. What is the correct answer?
Louis
Pasteur.
Pasteur.
Louis Pasteur.
Yes, beta. He was the first one. Mansi, ask Drishti. Ask. I should also know whether you've understood because tomorrow whatever we are going to do is related to this. Mansi, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Ask Drishti, beta.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the work? What is the work of enzyme?
Okay. Drishti,
Ma'am,
answer.
enzyme works to activation energy.
Okay. Why do they reduce the activation energy? What is the main function that she's asking?
To fit with the substrate.
Okay, basically to increase or decrease the rate of a reaction. Drishti, now you ask beta from Ayush.
Name the person who identified and isolated the enzymes from yeast.
Ayush, answer. Forgot the name? Anybody else would like to answer?
Edward Buckner.
Edward
Buckner.
Okay. Ayush, now you ask. Come on, Ayush, you ask. Ready? Ayush, are you there? Okay, Ananya, you ask Vedahi. Ananya, am I audible, beta? Okay, forget it. Anybody else? I think only Vedahi is left to answer now. Okay. Ayush is giving a message that ma'am, I'm saying, but my voice is not reaching you. Chali, koi baat nahi, Ayush. It's okay. Maybe some signal problem is there. Somebody else ask in place of Ayush.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible now?
Ananya. Yes, Ananya, you ask. Ask Vedahi.
Which is the fastest enzyme?
Good question.
Carbonic anhydrase.
Very good. Carbonic anhydrase. Now, last question from my side. When carbonic anhydrase is not present, how many molecules are formed per hour in the reaction from carbon
200.
dioxide?
200 molecules.
per hour.
If I add carbonic anhydrase, then how many molecules of carbonic
6
acid
lakh.
are formed?
6
lakhs
lakhs per second.
Molecules
6
per
lakhs per
second.
second. I hope the concept is clear. We'll go into details about mechanism of the enzyme action tomorrow, beta. Now is your time to leave. Okay. God bless you all. We'll
Thank you,
continue
ma'am.
tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am.
God bless you, Ruchi. God bless.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
God
you,
bless.
ma'am.
Bye, beta. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, Ruchi.